I don't know how I'm going to follow that. Jesus. Actually, talking about Jesus. Yeah, so the Bible chronicles Jesus' life, right? But there's a massive part missing, like the part between when he was like 15 up to 30. What happened in that time? Why isn't there a monologue? Some kind of like montage, like Jesus' life montage going on. I mean, in the words of Team America, fuck yeah. Even Rocky had a montage. So there's some kind of like sort of montage discrimination going on between these characters who are fictional. No, I don't understand that. Oh, of course, if you believe that he's not fictional, then surely he doubly deserves a montage. But what I believe happened is that Jesus, within those years, Jesus tried out sort of several different careers, which didn't work out for him really in the long term. He obviously decided not to continue with carpentry, and that was like the Holy Ghost. That was the problem with the Holy Ghost. He accidentally let slip the method in which God was going to yank him back to heaven, and after that, sort of hammering pegs into table legs just didn't feel good anymore. Just didn't hold the same appeal. But he did do a very short stint as a marine biologist, because he knew exactly at what time of the day that the tide would just cover the sand flats, and he could just walk out on them. It looked amazing. People were on the shore like, wow, what are you doing, man? But what his real big break came with the feeding of the 5,000, as we've heard earlier. I mean, he basically became the Jamie Oliver of like the ancient world. Got book deal and everything. He absolutely loved it. In fact, he coined the phrase, the one that goes, if I can remember, give a man a fish and you'll feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll feed himself and his family for the rest of their lives. That was actually stolen by Oxfam and adapted, bastards. And slightly adapted to sort of lower expectations. The original saying actually went, give a man a fish and you'll feed him for a day. Teach a man the law of particle physics and how to bend it, and multiple replication of yeast, wheat and fish cells, and you can feed him, his family, the next village, the next town, for like as long as you possibly want. But the problem with being the first celebrity chef was that, you know, I mean that the fame was a massive problem. He was quite a quiet man. He wasn't really interested in being too famous. And at the time, everyone wanted his autograph. He was followed around by housewives all the time. Yeah, so kind of like Jesus, can I have your autograph? Yes, my child. And then, would you like a foot massage? I could wash your feet and everything. Are you somebody else's wife? No? Then welcome to my tent. 5 minutes later, oh Jesus! You coined that phrase too. Oh Jesus! Oh Mary. In this scene, Mary is being played by Mary Magdalene, not Mary his mother. Just in case anyone was thinking that out there, you guys are sick. Mary was a very popular name at the time. Yeah, so, but he didn't really enjoy this new stardom. Came with lots of problems. He didn't like all the attention. He started to develop a kind of slight alcoholism problem, being invited to all the parties and weddings and stuff. So he decided to invent rehab, and spent some time in the desert escaping his like crazed fans, and really wanted to become a full-time writer. His first novel, Jesus the Wonder Years, into the wilderness for about a month, How to Survive, didn't really get the critical acclaim it deserved, so he had a word with his publisher. Transformation. This is Jesus. He undergone a few lifestyle changes, obviously, after his time in the desert. Man, why aren't my books just flying off the shelf? The publisher. Mr. Christ, I'm sorry. There's a small problem, which is you've chosen to publish in an age where most of the people can't read. Plus, the priests are desperate to keep the general population illiterate. Bastards. I'm going to have a word with them about that. Do you think more pictures would be good? Mr. Christ, I'm afraid that your major problem is that you've pissed off the government. All these kind of like scams you've been running and all these shows you've been putting on, they've put you on their blacklist and they're stopping us at every stage of the publication process. I'm afraid we're probably going to have to stop publishing your second book, The Wonder Years, I'm Back for Good. But dude, I've got to write. It's a side of me, it has to get out. And me and my mate, we've got this great idea about kind of like letters to this really sinful town. Well, perhaps, Mr. Christ, we could maybe we could create a pen name for you. Something really obscure, so the government wouldn't know it was you. Dude, I've got it. How about the Corinthians? Yeah. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So the other thing that I find really, really weird about Jesus in general is that he's always depicted as this quite white guy with strawberry blonde hair. Which is strange because, you know, he grew up in the Middle East. So, but I know why. I know why. And it's basically because his third job was that he went into the pharmaceutical industry and made an absolute mint developing skin bleaching and hair bleaching products. And, you know, he's still he must be rolling in cash by now, right? And because he's, you know, apparently lives forever, he must be still just raking in the dough. I mean, that industry's still going really, really strong, right? Yeah. Where's Jeffrey tonight? It's in Chengdu. Don't you think it's weird that Jesus and Jeffrey are never in the same room at the same time? I find that very suspicious. Thank you very much.